If a movie makes a woman break up with you, then she wasn't into you to begin with. Men have got to understand women will approach them and date them just because they are bored. Breaking up with a man over a movie is her excuse to dump you instead of just being honest about you're not really into him. Be more cautious when women approach you. Truth be said, any woman that takes a Barbie movie seriously enough to dump their partner for it has always been a bad partner and belongs to the streets. If your woman believes living in a Barbie world is a perfect life, remind her that the Barbies had more fun when Ken brought the patriarchy back. To tell you the truth, any man that actually goes to watch the Barbie movie has issues. Any man that is dragged along by a woman to the Barbie movie has a different set of issues. Imagine watching another Sylvester Stallone movie and guys giving the same type of energy to women who don't like it. They'd call us misogynists. Thank you, Barbie, for freeing these men from women who'd probably falsely accuse them of terrible things if those men had broken up with them. By convincing them it was the empowering thing to do, these men have dodged massive headaches and problems, even potential legal problems that come with huge financial costs. This movie was made for the females who didn't ever look like Barbie dolls. They didn't have the idealistic measurements, tight bodies, the hourglass figure, beautiful feminine facial features, and an overall bombshell look. It was written and produced with inclusivity in mind, to make every female believe they look like professional models or movie stars. I think it's more a protective mechanism for the females who don't meet the more idealistic beauty standards and have a poor body image as a result. The media was always on our backs. That didn't mean we automatically developed a poor body image or lacked confidence. Back in the day, females accepted what they were given and made the best of it. Today, they're acting like delicate snowflakes, not accepting limitations and feeling entitled to wanting whatever they see or hear about, whether it's a real or enhanced image. Pamela Anderson's face and figure are one great example of the Barbie doll look. The 90s were strict with their beauty standards, especially for white women. But honestly, what did the Barbie movie show us? When Ken took over and brought the patriarchy to Barbie's land, what happened to everyone in Barbie's land? They were all happier. The only way Barbie could win back control was by brainwashing the other Barbies. In the end, Barbie is pining for motherhood and the traditional role of woman. If you look at the Barbie movie with an open mind, it was unintentionally supporting typical and traditional gender roles. The fact that the people who made it, and all of the feminists watching, don't see that is very telling. They don't tell you how lonely and depressed Barbie is going to be when she gets older. She gave up the love of her life, a man who is truly dedicated to her and her happiness. The truth is she will be lonely and on medication. The fact is that we are living in a society of fools. Women following the Barbie movie trend are doing men a favor by removing themselves from their path after demonstrating how manipulable and mentally weak these women are. To raise a family is hard work, and don't even start with the finances if she is weak in front of a simple manipulative trend. She is not fit to stand by your side when the real storms of life come. Any outside influence, be it a movie, book, podcast, influencer, or even a celebrity that persuades, dissuades, or makes one question their relationship, means that the person in question was never mature enough to be in one to begin with, if that's all it takes to change one's mind to the person they're supposed to love. Ignorance and youth go hand in hand and have always done so. Time will show these delusional women what truly matters in life. Men are growing weary of modern women. They may be so unreasonable with men, yet men only expect simple qualities like support, loyalty, and understanding. However, the majority of women today are unable to even do that. A woman is just not good enough if all she offers you is intimacy and talent in bed. We are constantly being encouraged to think about this by the media and other contemporary notions. Observe the adverts and billboards in your neighborhood. There are lots of semi-naked women, which causes both men to view women as treasures and women to objectify themselves. Not only do large corporations exploit women's beauty to advertise their goods, but every day, Girls also subscribe to feminist ideologies and publish provocative images on dating apps in an effort to be accepted. They do, however, also lament that men, particularly the desperate ones, objectify them. She is a 304 if she behaves like one by walking, talking, and acting in that manner. Men are sick of the way the modern dating scene treats them as throwaway objects. Women are over-influenced by popular culture, and we can see that with the effects the Barbie movie has on women. As much as women want their ideal man to have a certain personality or be like Ken, it is simply the result of social conditioning from Disney and Hollywood films. It's all about material stuff, consumerism, and materialistic notions that revolve all around us. Instead of a man who manages his finances well, Chad and Tyrone are more exciting for the average woman. Most likely, your current vehicle serves your needs well, negating the need for a second one. You'd rather invest in something else or save the money you'd be using for the car payments. Men are quite straightforward, however. Women often become weary of their purchases quickly and crave new things. Do not forget that women make up the majority of consumers in the economy. So it makes sense that they always have enormous bags with them when they visit a mall. Of course, if the guy falters at any moment, the girl has the right to consider other options. I'm not denying that. Women's selfishness encourages men to go their own way. Long ago, the majority of people accepted the notion that women are naturally valuable and males are forced by nature to establish their own value. MGTOW accepts the unfairness of life. Unlike contemporary women who seek out the best men without contributing anything of value to the relationship, the majority of men put a lot of effort into developing themselves and adding value, and you know what? When they go home from work after a long day at work and are in a relationship, they don't consider mistreating their partners. Men who are committed to a partnership strive to support their families and do not mistreat women or young people. Men are realizing they didn't need to put women on pedestals. It's not enough to just work out and put on more makeup, particularly if they do it after running into the wall. Women only need to keep their beauty at the age of 18, whilst guys are literally nobodies. Men are beginning to realize the truth and are no longer ready to treat women like idols. Women shouldn't be exalted since they're just like everyone else, and they also make mistakes just like everyone else. For example, believing that giving a guy pleasure in bed is sufficient to keep them around. As a result, when Chad arrives, she tries to confine him in the hopes that he will become the man she has always desired. Chad, on the other hand, gets what he wants, including some quick action and increasing her body count. Chad does not seek commitment, as some of the nice guys she met in her 20s did. The nice guys don't want to come in and clean up the mess now that she's been run through by multiple men. It doesn't matter how she moves on top of a guy. What matters is her emotional baggage. It's not a man's responsibility to be a lifelong therapist for women who made bad decisions all their life. Don't let these women of today ruin your emotional stability. Nothing is more priceless than that. As for Barbie, the movie actually shows the hypocrisy in feminism very adequately. In Barbie land, there are Barbies of all kinds, and all the Ken dolls are ripped men who are homeless, and the only purpose is to validate these Barbies. And Ken, who is with Barbie, is just a friend, and he's stuck in the friend zone with her. And that's just the lead into the actual movie where the real big hypocrisy shows up. Men, if she doesn't love Gladiator,
Edges.
Shawshank Redemption,
Do you trust your wife?
Platoon, Godfather 1 and 2, Scarface, Carlito's Way, immediately break up with her. Thanks for watching Man Reacts. Show us your love and support by liking this video, sharing it with your friends, and subscribing to the channel. And let us know your thoughts on this in the comments. We're always up for a healthy debate and discussion.